Peace, abundance. Welcome to my channel. My name is Gigi. This is Gigi's House of Wellness. And today I am pushing myself to go live and talk about freedom because I do take notes on my content, but I usually post long-term videos, and my shorts have been based around freedom, Nipsey Hussle, which is ownership and entrepreneurship, Tupac, which is freedom, radical rebellion, and Bob Marley, who's also freedom, and anybody else I post is basically talking in that category, freedom fighters. So today I got an email from the Freedom Works group. I get emails. It's kind of like offline group, but I do believe he has a channel and called Freedom Work. I don't think he posts as much as I get almost daily emails, and so I wanted to read from that because this basically kind of describes where I am right now, and I made this channel and so I can attract like-minded people and get with a tribe. So I don't want to continue to cycle around in the matrix. I want to make decisions and live in a way where I am controlling myself, and I want to be around other people that are like that, not people that are living in fear. And so if you are about following the rules and being obedient, then this is not the channel for you. I think out of sight of the box, and I think about freedom, sovereignty, wellness, which to me, you can't be well unless you're free. The whole point of being healthy and well, it revolves around how free you are. And I understand we're in a matrix, in a plane of existence where we are pretty much enslaved, but there are those of us who think outside the box, and we aren't trying to stay this way, and we don't want our lineage to be enslaved. Now, I'll be one to tell you, it's hard to unbrainwash people because I have older children that are adults, and when I was in my motherhood mode, I was more obedient to the system. I was not happy. I was actually depressed and felt suppressed because I was constantly in survival mode, which this system will do to you. I don't care if you're a single parent or you're a single person. If you're working in a cycle of work, eat, sleep, if you're happy with it, then that's on you. But for the people who aren't, this channel is for you. I want to connect with you. I want to communicate, and I want to congregate. We don't have to do it online. There's so many ways we can meet up and talk offline so that we are not all monitored, and you could say whatever you want to say without being censored. I'm into that. So that is why I'm here. That is what I made this channel for. I am a yogi. I do breath work and a lot of other things. A vegan chef, a lot of stuff. But today I'm going to look for this email because this is the main thing that I wanted to read because it is so in alignment with the content that I am making for the channel. And so, yeah, so this is called, and this is from Freedom Works. I'm sure you can look up their channel and find them and then get on their email list because he has some really cool programs. He has a PMA service where you can create a Freedom Works Mission Society based PMA and move your livelihood out of the matrix system. He has financial freedom. The matrix system is an illusion to the extent you believe it. You will be bound by it. Discover how to move closer to true freedom, financial freedom, by settling and extinguishing debt rather than paying it. And then he does private consultations, and this is to provide guidance on any topic or issue you might have. So I just wanted to read this because I thought it was really good, and hopefully I don't need my glasses, but if so, I'll grab them. So, creating from the source of eternal abundance. From my perspective, it seems that the life you are living now is the result of where you've placed your awareness up until now. So while the Matrix trains its slaves to think they have no power to change anything, a deeper understanding of things reveals the only reason you've got the life you have is because the power you have to change everything. For some folks, this is really bad news. It's a relatively safe place to be when you have no choice, when you have no control over anything. From that position, all you can really do is blame the joker in charge for all of your ills. But when you're in control, then guess who's responsible for where the boat goes? And that can be a real drag if you're not used to responsibility. Who wants that? That's the secret the Matrix hopes no one ever discovers. That responsibility is freedom. Responsibility means you have a reason to consciously choose where you place your awareness. Responsibility is the feeling that comes when you realize you have a choice about where your power gets directed. There is nothing in our matrix reality that has power that has not received that power from human awareness. Without human awareness in the form of belief that money in your pocket would be even more worthless than it already is, gold and silver too. Without human awareness in the form of belief, all of those rules you are tired of following in the matrix would not even exist. Without human awareness in the form of belief, all that fear of the other would not be present in the world. This is so because we make it so. In business, this is a powerful principle because many of the obstacles holding people back from going out on their own or achieving their full potential are obstacles they are in fact building themselves. It's risky. Most businesses fail. What will my mom, dad, or whoever think if I screw up this time again? I'm just not worth anything to the world. Who am I to create something great? Why would anyone listen to me? I've tried this before. Why would this time be any different? All of these mind prisons are results. They are all the result of placing human awareness on a point other than the point that might create something beautiful in the world. Lest you think this, Where's that point? The point that leads to creating what you desire. Least you think this is getting a bit too normal. Let's go further down the rabbit hole and say something crazy. Within you exists a portal to infinite awareness, an energetic array of no limits. To the extent you are able to bring your internal self in contact with this awareness, to the extent you are able to direct the flow of your energy from deep within yourself out into the world, you will create from the source of eternal abundance. Most people try it the other way. They try to affect out there in the hope that it will change what they feel and think on the inside. But you can't fill up your inside from the outside. It has to be done the other way around. Jason, he's the creator of the Freedom Work, and so Freedom Works, and it's a community of people who are building and creating business outside the matrix. And it basically boils down to anything can be possible based on your beliefs. And our beliefs are a reflection of what we see. So if you think you're not powerful enough to govern yourself, or you think you are not powerful enough to create your own reality, then you're not. You're just not. And then if you don't have that inside of you, that um, will, or you're not willing to yourself what exactly you want, then you're not going to get it. But for those people who are determined to change and create a better reality than the one that they've had and that's been placed upon us by our parents and their parents and their parents, I say this, it's our parents and our ancestors who were in fear is what keeps us in the spell. So yeah, I have 10 grandchildren, and I'm hoping to at least be able to change or undo the spell on at least half of them. I think pretty close. I have one that I've been raising since he was very little. So he's a homeschooled, so it's just very different from my own children and maybe the rest of my grandchildren. This one I was able to do a little bit different and put, plant the seed of freedom and being in control of yourself, other than the fears that were placed upon me, that there's rules in this world that you have to abide by, and there are, and all those are the laws of the natural laws and the laws of the land. But there's been also so many rules placed upon us, which another thing I wanted to talk about is like car insurance and registration. Someone's car got towed the other day. My oldest daughter just had her second set of twins, and she had her car, and she doesn't have plates because the car was sold to her without the title, and the bill of sale isn't in the person on the title's name. So she's having a problem registering it and whatever, and it got towed because she wasn't supposed to park it in this particular parking lot. And when it came time, she just was going to give up the car. And I went to get her car seats out of the car, and I realized, like, this is a really nice car. You shouldn't be letting it go. And I know they have like something you could work out with them. And I was going to go live, and I still possibly can go to this company and let the people know that there's ways around paying this tow fee, because a lot of this isn't, it's just not legal, and it's not, which is a lot of the things that we deal with are not legal. But anyway, Colorado Public Utility Commission has a program where if your car is towed from a private lot without your consent, you can pay $60 down and then work arrangements for the rest of the payment. And I just felt like my daughter wasn't asking enough questions to get to this particular program or whatever. And when I went up there, they said the same thing to me. I was like, do you guys like have some kind of program you work with people? And she walked away from the desk and came back and was like, no, since the car's in the system, we can't work with you, which didn't sound right. And so I gave her my driver's license to get the stuff out the car. Came back, I forgot my driver's license, and I turned around. I was like, I still got to ask more questions. But when I go in, I read the disclaimer, and it specifically says if you have this particular paperwork, you can pay up to 15% of the tow fees, or not up to $60. And I told my daughter, this is not worth letting your car go over $60. And since she had insurance on the vehicle in her name, she was able to go get it for $60, but she was about to give up a full car with a whole bunch of kids. And I just was like, this is just making things too hard on people. But I like to go over like the registration and the insurance is a scam. Why are we continuously paying fees every year on our vehicle? And so this is part of the spell, because they have us repeatedly paying for things. When you pay for something one time, why do you have to register every year if you have that same vehicle? Um, why do you have to pay to register it every year? I could see the first time, but if I'm sitting up here bringing my car that's worth $3,000 and depreciating every day, to register every year to pay the state, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. I have a problem that I have to keep these plates and registration and insurance on a car that won't pass emissions, and keep paying these fees and taxes, and it's just repetitive and it's a cycle. And I feel that the fact when we buy into all of this, we are buying into our own enslavement. And so I'm against it. I've since COVID been driving with private plates, and I wasn't getting stopped until about maybe last year around this time, back to back, got tickets for not having, for I think they said for having fake plates, and they took one plate and left the other plate on, so I kept driving. And then I went to court and I challenged the jurisdiction, and then they tried to send the judge. This is the second time I went and faced the judge, and he came back with a big book of the Colorado laws and how it is a law in this state to be licensed and registered with the state. My driver's license is California, and it's been California, and I've been here back from California for 9 years. So it's all games and it's all trickery to me. And I know there's a lot of people, and there's movements, there's sovereign movements, there's the Moorish American movements who do not register their cars and vehicles, and other people who keep silent when they're pulled over. And if there hasn't been a crime committed or a warrant, then there really is no crime, and a traffic stop is not a crime. But anyway, that's another video, because I don't feel like I have all my facts, but I do have this book. It comes with the plates when you order them, and so it has a lot of information. It even has a traffic stop script, but it also talks about being a king, being your own king, and owning yourself. And so, I think people have to hear these things sometimes, or just to be reminded of exactly who you are. We're taught that we aren't very much, but we are actually stardust living inside of an earth suit, a temporary earth suit that we're not going to have for long. We are not our bodies, and we are not the name either. So that's basically, I wanted to come on here and talk. This is my first official live. I had done some silent lives. I am working on getting my watch hours. I've been on YouTube since October 1st of 2024. It does say 2021 on here because I was planning on starting this channel back then, and I never posted. I've been on social media like Facebook and Instagram since around 2013, 14, because I had a chicken and waffle business, and I was getting all of my customers from Facebook, orders directly to my phone, and I've been my own delivery driver. I've worked a lot of gig jobs, but I have not officially been employed by the corporation since 2011 or the end of 2010. And then I went full-time on my entrepreneurship. I don't like to talk negative about entrepreneurship, because if anything, I would recommend that instead of going to work. But if you love working and you like the government taking the taxes out of your check, and you gotta wait 2 weeks to get paid for work you did 2 weeks ago. If you're good with that, I'm happy for you. I'm not. And I relate to the people who do not operate that way. Um, so some notes that I wanted to talk about on this live also, I wrote some notes because we do not extend or exercise our natural born rights because we are under a spell of obedience and fear to a system of debt and contracts. More people will do anything and worship money over God any day. And the fact that we are told that the God is outside of yourself, we spend so many lifetimes searching and seeking for that true God, and all in all, God is within each and every one of us. We are God particles, and we are covered in nerves and, well, earth, this earth suit. And so God has been with you this entire time, not only in this lifetime, but any lifetime and form that you have, that you always, because we're constant. We don't die, we leave the body. We don't die, we leave the body, and our energy only transforms. It doesn't die. I do believe in reincarnation. I believe the whole story of Jesus dying and, sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Of Jesus dying and the 3-day theory that was reincarnation, and him showing that the body is temporary as well, and that he's told everybody he would be back, and he didn't say how, when, where, or whatever, but they looked for his body, and 3 days later it was gone out of the tomb. And so that's reincarnation, or it's proof, you leave the body. You leave the body, the self, the sovereign self, the original Atman. It is who your basic existence is. And it's not basic. It is I gotta search for the right words, I'm sorry. And I do have my book right there. Our existence, we are immortal. The body is not, and that is not who we are. So see, that's getting onto a different subject. I am also a death doula. I help people transition onto their next existence when they leave this body. I also do a lot of cleaning, decluttering for elderly people or people with chronic illnesses that are starting to get ready for the body release. I like to use different terms for death because we've been fed so many things that aren't true, and it's just better to look at life through a different lens than our typical domestication, colonization, and the spell that's been cast on us. So this is kind of my typical long video. So I wanted to come on here, share that stuff with you, and go live because I'm actually so out of my comfort zone right now. I don't know why it seems so different from just recording and posting, and I don't really ever go back and look at my videos unless I'm clipping stuff for shorts, which I need to do more because I am attracting my tribe, and so I'm putting myself out here as well as I want to be monetized. Because what's the point of being so vulnerable and sharing so much of personal space without being monetized for it. And so if anyone, this will land on the right people, in the right people's feed. I know this algorithm is so strange because I was just the last month using my Tupac and Nipsey shorts to get my views up, and then I find out those views don't even count for monetization. And my videos have been getting less and less views. And then I realized, like, the people, when I started my channel, the people that I started with, I don't even see them in my feed anymore. So I'm sure the same things happen with them. There's just the main people that I usually watch on YouTube, they're still there, but then they're all new people in my feed. And it's interesting and it's great. But I hope that the people who started with me are still watching. And then also, I'm in hope and I am attracting more people that are drawn to this type of subject. Freedom, entrepreneur, and I am for the women, and I have more men viewers, which is fine. I'm just seeing how the analytics go, because I'm about women empowerment, women entrepreneurship. I am against the 9-to-5 program that was placed on us and we were trained for through kindergarten through college. And what else? I talk about wellness, health, healthy foods, off-grid living, survival. I have a Shopify store, Gigi's Bug Out Supply. I didn't pay my bill this month because that is just another expense. And so that's what I was going to say a few minutes ago, is how now even being an entrepreneur almost seems like a scam. As far as the work, not as far as just making money independently, but you're not independent if you have to go register with the state. Every time you make $1, they got to take 30 cents out of it. I don't like that. I don't. So I look at entrepreneurship even differently now. I don't think everything has to be taken up with the state. I feel the same way about marriage. Like, why do you have to put the government in your relationship? What else? Yeah, I'm about that. I live somewhere. I live near the mountains. I'm in Colorado. So I'm into being away from the city, but I'm in the middle of the city right now. And so what else can I tell you right now? I didn't write any more notes, and I don't like rambling. So that's why I don't like doing lives, because I'm used to saying what I say and then cut it off. But to me, I feel like now I'm just trying to stay online a little bit longer and keep the conversation going. And this is crazy because I'm such an introvert and I'm rambling like this, and I've seen a view or two come in and out, but other than that, it's awkward. But I'm sure once I'm off and maybe this circulates a little bit, just here pushing myself out of my comfort zone, doing live stream, and keeping my content real. With that being said, thank you for viewing me. Please subscribe to my channel and watch a few of my videos. That I have playlists so that everything's in order and organized, and I will be putting this on one of my playlists. And I will be back because this is what I've been doing lately. I'll talk more about like myself and my mission as far as entrepreneurship after I did start as a chicken and waffle business and went vegan maybe like 7 years in to the business. I am about 7 years in. No, I'm almost 9 years in as vegan. I've been vegetarian lately, and even pescatarian lately. I'm not even gonna lie. But my business is called The Loyal Vegan, and right now I was doing like private personal chef work, and it's been very slow. I turned that into a delivery because I've always been my own delivery for my vegan meals and chicken and waffles, or I've had my own delivery drivers. And so right now I have been the last 2 years doing more deliveries for another vegan business. And I started this channel. I am a yogi, so I do. I work with people with their bodies and yoga and meditation and healing. I do sound healing, and I said the death work, and yeah, that's basically about where I am. And then content creation, and so I want to get more into the content creating, and I'm a little bit proud of myself for being on a live this long and talking. And so yeah, so I haven't been doing a lot of my food since I started this as far as videos, but I cook almost every day, and I have not done content on my food, and that's strange, I think. I think it's just because my kitchen is cluttery and I don't want to view it like that, or I do clean it up before I cook, but it's just not the aesthetic that I want to show. But the kitchen's nice and everything, so I really need to get more back into my food videos because health is so important. I think our mental health and our physical health is our wealth. And without it, you can't do anything else. You can't do labor. Oh, that's another thing I have been doing lately is landscaping work on my aunt's properties and helping turn over her properties. So there's a range of things I do in order to stay out of the corporate matrix. And no, it's not enough, ever enough, but I think that's for everyone out here trying to make it in this climate and this world. I mean, it's nothing like, when you're younger in your 20s and then you get older, you think things are going to be a lot different as far as all the work you put into yourself and your life and your career and your family, and you get like 50 and you realize, oh, the time went so fast and all the things I accomplished don't even matter. The only thing that actually really matters is the spiritual things that you learn along the way. None of the material things. I've had so many nice cars come and go that I know, and things, so many nice things get lost in this life that you value more of like the relationships and the experience of just the knowledge and wisdom that you gain. That's basically really what this life is about. What have you learned? What is evolving? What is your purpose in this evolvement? And what I'm not so much into like a legacy. Like I don't want to be famous, or I just want to change some things. I want to change some generational curses. I want to lift the spell on the people around me and the people that I love and care for, and even people that I don't know. Like, I don't want anyone to be under the spell of false and fear and spell of obedience. That is basically it. I want to lift the spell of obedience and fear. and more people need to live and move in their power and their courage and their awareness of the self. And that's just basically it. And I'm glad that I was able to come on today. I have procrastinated since October. And I tried to go live a long time ago, like before the year, or one around the new year, and then I just didn't. But I'm glad I did this today. This is a major step for me. And I thank you for taking your time out to view. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will be back. Peace.